Welcome, 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 welcome. Good afternoon from wherever you're joining me from. This is Blessing Inspire Live. I am so happy to join you today. I don't know why I'm holding the microphone. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today, I'm going to be explaining and showing you my race framework and how this can help you in growing your sales. So there is a process that I use in working with clients. There is a process that I use in helping them to grow their business and grow their sales. So let's get into the topic, shall we? By the way, if you are new here, I feel like my tongue is tied today. Okay. By the way, if you are new here, I think, okay, no, I saw something on the YouTube, but I think I am fine. If you're joining me for the first time today, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you, in case you don't know me so much, my name is Oko Blessing Offham. I am a brand business strategist to kingdom-driven service-based entrepreneurs and consultants, and I help them to attract and convert more clients. Okay, so with that, I want to share with you my race framework. And one of the things that I want to do today is once again share my screen if that is okay. So give me 1 minute to do that and I shall get into it. So there is a process that I use and it is called RACE. In RACE 1, as a whole, it has a meaning. And then the steps, it's an acronym for the steps that I use in working with clients. So the first thing to know is that you are running one race, which is your race. And so there is no, you're not running to win this race against anyone. The race is really the race that has been set before you, just you. And it's a matter of not necessarily competing against, it's not about competing against other people, but it's making sure you run your race well. And it's making sure that you run your race and finish well. So each and every one of us, especially if you're kingdom minded, you know that you have a race, you have a time that is given to you on earth, and that you have a purpose and you have an assignment. So you have something that you've been gifted with, an ability and talents that you've been gifted with. And I know at times you may think maybe not so much you do. And there is a race that is before you that only you can run. And only you can run that race the way that it ought to be ran. And so that the word race as a whole is a message, is an encouragement to let you know that the work that you're doing is not necessarily against competing against other people, even though we are in a market, it is a business, but realizing that you're running a race to win for yourself to finish and to run the race well. So shall we get into it? I'm going to share my framework so that I can just it'll make it easier to understand how this exactly works. Okay. So give me one moment. All right. So here we are and my race framework. I'm going to share. I'm going to pull it up as a slide. Okay. Beautiful. I hope it's not going to the beginning. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Because there's a lot of other slides. All right. Awesome. So race. Race starts for refine, attract, convert, and elevate. And I'm going to go through each of these briefly. If you implement this framework, there is no reason why you should not be having more sales. Okay. And the very first step starts with refine. Refine. Refining is getting very, very clear. It's having clarity. And you need to be very, very clear on your why. You need to be clear on your who, and you need to be clear on your what and your how. You need to be very, very clear. What business are you in? Why are you in this business? How do you intend to offer this business? And to who do you want to offer this business? So in it can be other things as well, because we just want to get very, very clear on our brand purpose, our vision, and our value. As a service provider, many times we tend to focus on the service we're providing and not the value we're bringing. You will need to refine and get clear on the value you're actually bringing through your services, because that's what people are actually paying for. They're not just paying for the service, they're paying for the value of what your service brings. the impact that your service makes on their lives, on their business. That's why they're paying you to do the work that you do. So you need to get very, very clear on what your purpose is, what your vision is, and what your value is. Your vision and your value are very, very important. Okay, because if you have clarity on that, it's going to also help you to stay within a certain area. But if you don't have clarity on vision and you don't have clarity on value, you don't have clarity on purpose, you're going to start doing one thing one day, change it to another thing another day, and do another thing again the next day, and you'll be all over the place. So clarity, this first phase on getting very refined. Now, the reason why I chose the word refine instead of just clarity, one, of course, it has to fit the acronym, right? But you find out that a lot of people that I work with have started their business already. They have some idea, but they just really need to refine it. So they may not necessarily be at a place where they have no clarity. They have some clarity, it just needs to be refined. They know the area that they're serving in, the services that they want to provide, but it's not really refined. You know, when you refine something, you take out every other extra thing that's not needed, and it, you know, you refine oil and it becomes just like the pure what you need, right? So that's what we do in this phase. And we refine the services, the offers that you're going to provide, and you also refine who are your right fit clients, who are you hoping to serve, and as well as your messaging. You refine your messaging. You refine what's your core message and what's the pricing strategy that you're going to use. Okay. Then we move on to phase two. And in phase two, we're really concentrating on marketing, but phase two is attract. So now that you are very clear on your who, your what, your how, and your why, now we're looking at attracting the people that you seek to serve, the right fit clients. Now we're looking at that. And in under marketing, we're looking at your brand position. We're looking at your branding. So now, you know, there are simple branding and there is a, you know, high level upscaling your brand. So by just put branding, you need some branding, even if it is not top notch, but you need some basic level. And if you already have branding, you could definitely make the investment and get better, better design, better suited branding for your brand. So you need to work on your positioning and on your brand authority under marketing. Another thing that in this phase that you will need to do is optimize your social platforms and your digital presence. You will need to optimize your social platforms and your digital presence. Okay, so in marketing, we're looking at in the attraction phase, we're looking at now beginning to attract those that you're called to serve. We're looking at creating long-form content. You're going to have a long-form content vehicle in which you would use to be providing and reaching out and calling out to those that you are called to serve or those that you want to serve. And then in this phase as well, you're looking at connecting and cultivating relationships and also collaborations. Collaborations will give you the opportunity to reach audiences that you may not directly have access to. And connecting and cultivating relationships is going to build your know, like, and trust factor, okay? And you do that also, excuse me, with the long form content that you will have. The next phase is our sales and selling. And in sales and selling, we're really focusing on, okay, we have gotten very clear. We've built an audience of right fit clients. We've cultivated relationships. Now, how do we turn those relationships into clients? How do we move those people from just the people that know us, that are attracted to us, that like us, that trust us, to people that actually do business with us? In this phase, we concentrate on your sales and on your selling. This is the conversion phase. And I call it conversion because one of the biggest things that I help my clients to do is to host a paid conversion event. I've done it before, I've done it myself, and it always works. One of the reasons that a paid conversion event works better, in my opinion, than free is because whenever people pay for something, they pay attention. So you can have free, you know, master classes and free events. People they will sign up. Many times they sign up, they forget about it. They sign up, and at the last minute, they don't feel like them. They don't come because they don't have any other, you know, investment in it. There's nothing else more. But when you have a paid conversion event, the person that signed up paid for it, they're going to make a note and they're going to make sure not only that they don't miss it, but that they actually attend and pay attention. So when people pay for things, they pay attention. So I always it's not even so much about the money you make from that conversion event. It's more or less to help your right fit clients make a commitment and make an investment in themselves. So the reason for that is that's the reason, so that people will be committed to themselves. So in this phase, we're looking at sales and selling, and that can also come even before a paid conversion in having sales calls. So it does not necessarily mean you only make sales only at the paid conversion, but it means looking at your sales calls and streamlining the process. And guess what? Your sales calls too, I recommend they be paid. They don't necessarily have to be one astronomical fee, but I recommend that they be paid so that in your sales call, it's not just all about, well, these are my services, this is what I do, but you actually are providing value. You're going to help those that get on the call with you to move from, have any change, any impact made to their business. So, and it's your time and it's your client's time. And once again, it's just a way to make a note and have people commit. By now, they've known what you're capable of. They've been in your space. They know, like, and trust you. So getting on a call with you, it'd be worth, paying for it because they know what they're going to get. I remember once I got on a call with a person that would later be my coach. And the first call I had with her, it wasn't a free call. It was a paid call. And I willingly paid. It was a low amount. It wasn't anything too, astronomical. It was, pretty reasonably low, just to make sure that you don't just cancel, you don't just make a booking on the calendar, take out that date and time, and then you don't show up. So I showed up, and the value of what I got on that call was way, way, way more than any minimal fee that was required to get on that call. So sales and selling, where we're looking at, okay, having sales calls, we're looking at hosting paid conversion events. And those events can take the form of trainings, master classes, you can have a paid challenge, you can have a paid workshop, you can have a paid boot camp. It could be, and it can be in various forms, okay? So sales and selling. And the last but not the least phase, but is the last phase that you end up in, is scale, which is elevate. At this phase, you're looking at scaling. At this phase, you're looking at how can you serve more people. For a service provider, perhaps you're looking at how can you make your services to serve more people, or how can you hire more people to serve more people. So that's where we look at team building. Can you bring on more team members that can help you to service more clients? Or can you turn your service and change it in a way that more people are able to even help themselves, even without it having to directly be tied to you doing the work before they get the service and before you get paid. We're looking at your systems and processes and, how to really set up for growth and expansion, because now you're also going to be looking at how can you set up your business and other things that can bring in passive income. Okay, and that can look like anything. It can look like speaking, it can look like courses, it can look like books, it can look like so many things. But this is the level where we scale, where we expand and grow, both the size or grow into other markets and other areas. So at this phase, this is elevate. So that completes the RACE framework. When you get to this phase, that's the last phase. Now, you can go from one phase, and let's say you're doing the two phases that you probably would spend a lot of time would be the attract and the conversion. Because once you've gotten very, very clear and you've refined, then you're going to just, what will repeat will be attract and convert, attract and convert. And then as you do that enough, then you're going to get to where you elevate, where you now scale. Okay. So that's the RACE framework. That's the way that I have worked with clients, and that's the way I work with clients to help you in growing your business, in growing your sales, and in growing your brand. Okay, so if you want more details on that, there will be a link in the description where you can book a one-to-one call, and we can get on a call and get the conversation started about how the race framework can personally help your brand, okay, and help your sales as well. So I believe this has been very, very helpful. And if you implement it, it will be very, very helpful in helping you to attract and convert more clients and in growing your business. It's been my pleasure to be with you this morning. And I'm wishing you an awesome rest of your day, rest of the week. And by the grace of God, I shall be back next Tuesday at this same time. Have an